So we thought Samsung was done for the year, but no. They surprised us with 3 new devices, the Galaxy S24 FE and 2 new tablets, the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus and the Tab S10 Ultra. But is this really the upgrade that everyone has been waiting for, or is there a catch? Well, I've uncovered some details that could change your decision because there's something unexpected about these devices that might change your mind, so here's everything that you need to know. So compared to the 2 tablets, I was surprised by this announcement because the FE or the Fan Edition was not something that is guaranteed every single year. Because remember how there was no Galaxy S22 FE where it went straight from S21 FE to the S23 FE instead. So I was really happy to hear that this FE version is available for the S24 series as well. Now in terms of where it is positioned in the S24 series lineup, Samsung has placed it between the base Galaxy S24 and the Galaxy S24 Plus. And based on what I saw, I do agree with them, so let's get into what you get on the Galaxy S24 FE. Now design-wise, it looks very similar to the Galaxy S24 series with a similar boxy form factor at the sides. It also has an IP68 rating, Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus both for the front and the back plate of the phone, a big upgrade compared to version 5 on the Galaxy S23 FE. But the bigger improvement literally is on the phone's display, where it comes with a slightly larger 6.7-inch screen compared to last year's 6.4 inches on the Galaxy S23 FE. It is still using the dynamic AMOLED 2x display with the same refresh rate ranging from 60Hz to 120Hz. So it's not like the LTPO display where it goes down to 1Hz, but looking at the fact that this is not a flagship phone and it is the FE variant, that is to be expected. But as usual, the displays were really nice as expected from Samsung. Then in terms of the size and weight, last year's Galaxy S23 FE is slightly lighter at 209 grams because of its smaller 6.4-inch display. The Galaxy S24 FE on the other hand weighs about 213 grams, and that is of course because of its bigger 6.7-inch screen. Now it is not so much of a difference if you look at the numbers, so if you're used to the S23 FE last year, you can already transition very well with this particular S24 FE. Now do stay tuned for my gaming test to know how well that the phone feels in the hands, especially for gaming on longer periods of time, and since it also has a bigger vapor chamber on this particular phone too. Then as for cameras, both the Galaxy S23 FE and the Galaxy S24 FE share the same camera setup, including the front-facing cameras, which is a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, a 50-megapixel main, and a dedicated 8-megapixel telephoto lens, where the front camera is a 10-megapixel camera. Now based on my in-depth camera test last year, the Galaxy S23 FE looks really great when I reviewed them, so you can expect the same great camera performance on this new phone. But of course, I'll do a further in-depth camera test when I get my hands on this phone, so do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't done so. Then as for the phone's chipset, it comes with a new Exynos 2400E chipset compared to when the Galaxy S23 FE was, where it was using the older Exynos 2200 chipset. And no, there's no such issues as mentioned by people about the Exynos 2200 chipset, so keep that in mind. Then it comes with 8GB of RAM with 256GB of storage. The 128GB variant is not coming to Malaysia, which I did not mind because who uses 128GB of storage these days, man? Oh wait, there is. Then battery life is another area where the Galaxy S24 FE slightly edges out the S23 FE, where last year it came with a 4500 mAh of battery, which was pretty reliable at about 6 hours plus of screen on time when I used the phone daily last year. So since the Galaxy S24 FE comes with a larger 4700 mAh of battery, I am very sure that it will give us more battery life, and just like last year, since the rear is made out of glass, so yes, there is wireless charging. Then as for software, it comes shipped with One UI version 6.1 on top of Android 14, and it comes with a massive 7 years of software and security upgrades. And since Galaxy AI is already here, yep, you don't have to wait. So Samsung has decided to include all of the Galaxy AI features that we know and love, like the call assist, chat assist, interpreter, transcript assist and more, which will bring into this Galaxy S24 FE as well. Now I've been doing lots of videos on Galaxy AI where I've been going through every single feature and how-to guides to use those Galaxy AI features too, so do check it out if you guys haven't done so, where I leave all the playlists of my short form videos on the Galaxy AI videos down below. Then as for colors, which a lot of people seems to love, it is available in blue, grey, where the grey color looks a little more towards white, and then there's also graphite and mint as well. Next, on to the brand new tablets. Now what's interesting is that last time Samsung released their Tab S9 series together with the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and the Galaxy Z Fold 5, and since those were not released together with the Z Flip 6 and the Z Fold 6 several months ago, we were all wondering where was it? Well, it is here now. So the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra comes with a massive 14.6-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display with a resolution of 2690 by 1848 and a 120Hz refresh rate. The display hits a peak brightness of 930 nits. And while on paper it may not be as bright, but trust me, during my hands-on with this tablet, not only the display was huge, but it was super bright and vibrant even under direct sunlight at the hands-on area. Then Samsung has also added an anti-reflective coating, while not a matte finish screen, but it did keep the overall glare at minimum. Then the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus has a smaller 12.4-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display with also a refresh rate up to 120Hz. And once again, on paper it not be as bright in terms of the peak brightness of 650 nits, but it still looks fantastic under bright light, and it also comes with a similar anti-reflective coating. Now since the Tab S10 Ultra is bigger and larger, it weighs at 718 grams for the Wi-Fi variant and 723 grams for the 5G model. As for the Tab S10 Plus, it's more portable with a Wi-Fi version at 571 grams and the 5G variant slightly heavier at 576 grams. So if you're someone who's always on the go, the S10 Plus might be a bit more manageable. Then in terms of durability, both tablets are built with the Armor Aluminium and have an IP68 rating, which not a lot of tablets could actually say the same with the IP68 rating, which was really nice to know. Then both tablets comes with quad speakers, but while I couldn't do a proper audio test during my hands-on session, that is to be expected, but even just playing some videos over there did produce some really loud audio coming from the device, where of course the Tab S10 Ultra was really loud. Then camera-wise, both has a 13 megapixel primary camera and an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera on the rear, but the front is where things get a little more interesting because the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra has dual front camera setups with a 12 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, which seems to be the perfect combo for those group video chats with family or even general video calls. So I can't wait for me to get my hands on this to test that out further, especially with the new intelligent dialogue booster that is in the tablet as well, using its overall AI engine. But what's very interesting and a little surprising is the fact that it is using the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus chipset. Yep, not with the Snapdragon or the Exynos chip, where it comes with 12GB of RAM with 256GB of storage, which is expandable up to 1.5TB via microSD, which was really nice to know that Samsung has kept this type of expandable storage option. Battery-wise, the Galaxy S10 Ultra comes with a massive 11,200 mAh of battery, while the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus has a slightly smaller 10,090 mAh of battery. Both support fast charging, but the Ultra goes up to 45 watts. Then as for connectivity, the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra supports Wi-Fi 7 compared to Wi-Fi 6E on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. But as mentioned earlier, there is a 5G variant for both tablets. Then as for the accessories, the keyboards are not included in the box, where there are two variants. One is with the trackpad with a dedicated Galaxy AI button on it, which is towards the top of the right of the trackpad, and then the other variant is an option of the keyboard without the trackpad, which was very interesting, and there's also the dedicated Galaxy AI button over there too. Then finally, both tablets does have every Galaxy AI feature from a software perspective, which was really great to know, especially on a large screen tablet like this. So you can use things like the advanced circle to search with Google, and sketch to image feature was really nice on this particular bigger screen, and the interpreter feature was also working seamlessly over here as well. Now, as of the recording of this video, the official prices of all of this are not available officially yet, where I'll update the pricing and the availability in the pinned comment below, and stay tuned for my review of all these devices as soon as I get it. And meanwhile, check out my playlist of the Galaxy AI how-to videos that I release twice a week over here.